Think you've mastered the plank? Here's a truth bomb. If your side plank looks anything like most people's, you're not strengthening your core, you're stressing your spine. That line might sting a little, but stick with me. Because today, we're not just going to do a side plank. We're going to perfect it. And trust me, once you nail the form, you'll feel muscles firing you didn't even know existed. Now before we get into the step-by-step breakdown, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the mistakes. Because this is where most people go wrong, and chances are you've done at least one of these. The first big mistake? Dropping the hips. Picture this. You set up for a side plank, elbow under the shoulder, feet stacked, and boom, you lift. But within seconds, your hips start sagging toward the floor. It feels easier, right? But here's the catch. It's your obliques tapping out and your lower back picking up the slack. That sag is literally the difference between sculpting a strong, protective core and just hanging on for dear life. Mistake number 2, rolling the shoulders forward. Instead of stacking your shoulders like a strong pillar, people tend to cave the chest in and hunch. Imagine the side plank as your body trying to form a straight, solid line, like the edge of a ruler. Once you roll forward, that ruler bends. Stability? Gone. Shoulder safety? Compromised. And the sneakiest mistake, one almost nobody talks about, is losing tension in the legs. Most people think side plank is all abs. But if your legs are limp, you're missing half the benefits. Your inner thighs, glutes, and even your lats should be active here. Otherwise, you're balancing, not building. Now here's the kicker. Each of these mistakes isn't just sloppy form. They rob you of progress. A sagging hip makes your obliques weaker, not stronger. Rolled shoulders? Say hello to cranky rotator cuffs. Passive legs? You're skipping the chance to train your entire lateral chain, the muscles that literally keep you upright when you walk, run, or twist. So the question is, if those are the wrong ways, what's the right way? Here's a hint. The secret isn't in holding your breath and just surviving the plank. It's about turning it from a static hold into an active, full-body lock. Think less about balancing on your side and more about building a fortress along one line of your body. But before I show you how to set it up flawlessly, let me ask, if your foundation isn't strong, how long do you expect the building to last? Exactly. Your core is that foundation. And the side plank, done right, is one of the best ways to reinforce it. Stick around, because in the next part, I'll walk you through the exact setup step by step, and you'll see just how different a real side plank feels. Alright, now that you know the mistakes to avoid, let's build this move from the ground up. Because once you set up a side plank correctly, it stops feeling like a shaky balancing act and starts feeling like a total body power move. Step 1. The foundation, your elbow and shoulder. Too many people place the elbow way out in front or too far back. That's a recipe for shoulder strain. Instead, imagine drawing a straight vertical line from your shoulder down to your elbow. They should be perfectly stacked. This way, your shoulder joint is in its strongest, safest position. Quick check. If you peek down, your elbow should be directly under your shoulder, not wandering off somewhere else. Step 2. The legs. Here's where most people get lazy. Don't just stack your feet and hope for the best. Think of your legs as the pillars holding up the building. Press the edges of your feet into the floor, engage your quads, and squeeze your glutes. You're not just resting on your legs, you're driving through them. Imagine you're trying to pinch a coin between your ankles. That tension instantly lights up your inner thighs and glutes, making the plank twice as effective. Step 3. The lift. As you come up into the side plank, here's the golden cue. Don't lift from your shoulder, lift from your hips. Picture your body as a drawbridge. When you raise your hips, the entire structure rises evenly. If you lift only through the shoulder, everything sags, and you miss the point. So think, push the floor away with your forearm, but elevate your body by driving your hips toward the ceiling. Now pause here for a second. Feel your hips rising? Perfect. That's your obliques saying, finally, this is how I'm supposed to work. Step 4. The spine alignment. A lot of people unconsciously stick there, but back, or let their chest cave forward. Instead, imagine a laser line running from the top of your head all the way down to your heels. Your job is to stay right on that line. Neutral spine, long neck, no slouching. A skyscraper doesn't lean, and neither should you. And here's the advanced tweak most beginners never hear. Active reach. If your top hand is free, don't just let it flop around. Reach it up toward the ceiling like you're trying to touch the sky. That action rotates your shoulder into a stable position and engages your lats. Suddenly, you've gone from a wobbly half plank to a rock-solid full body lock. Let's recap the setup in one clean flow. Elbow under shoulder, feet stacked and active, glutes squeezed, hips driving up, spine long, top hand reaching tall. Hold it there. Feel that deep burn along your side? That's the obliques working the way they're designed to, supporting, protecting, stabilizing. But here's where it gets interesting. Holding the perfect side plank is only half the story. Want to make it bulletproof and unlock next-level strength? In the next section, we'll layer in breathing, micro adjustments, and progressions that turn this from a static pose into a core training weapon. So, you've nailed the basic setup. Hips up, spine long, shoulder stacked. But here's the difference between simply holding a side plank and actually owning it. Breathing and micro engagement. This is where you turn a decent plank into a powerhouse move. Let's start with breathing. Most people hold their breath during planks, almost like they're bracing for impact. But here's the truth. If you're not breathing, you're cheating. Why? Because your core isn't just about crunching your abs. It's about stability while you move and breathe. Think of your core like the suspension system in a car. It needs to stay stable even when things shift around. So here's your cue. Inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, imagine tightening a corset around your waist. Not sucking in, bracing out. That exhale draws your ribs down and locks your core in place. Each breath makes you stronger, not weaker. Next, micro adjustments. These are the little cues that make a huge difference. Let's hit them one by one. Shoulders. Push the ground away with your forearm. Don't sink into it. Actively press like you're trying to dent the floor. That lights up your serratus muscles, those cool finger-like ones on the side of your ribs, and keeps the shoulder safe. Hips. Think about pulling your bottom hip forward slightly, as if you're zipping up a jacket. This stops you from letting your butt drift back and keeps your body aligned. Feet. Don't let them go slack. Squeeze your legs together, press into the floor, and feel that chain of tension run from your toes all the way up to your core. Now here's a light bulb moment. The side plank isn't just an exercise. It's an anti-rotation drill. Your body desperately wants to twist toward the ground, but your core says nope, not today. Every second you hold that line, you're training your body to resist rotation, a skill that protects your spine during everything from sprinting to lifting groceries. Alright, now let's talk progressions. Because once you master the static hold, it's time to level up. Here are 3 killer options. Hip dips. From your perfect plank, slowly lower your hips an inch or 2 toward the floor, then drive them back up. Controlled, no bouncing. This turns the move into a dynamic oblique blaster. Star plank. Lift your top leg off and hold it in the air. Looks simple, feels brutal. Suddenly your glutes and inner thighs join the party in a big way. Thread the needle. From your side plank, take your top arm, reach under your body in a twisting motion. Then open it back up toward the ceiling. Core, shoulders, and mobility, all in one. Here's the key. Don't rush to advanced progressions until you can hold the basic side plank with flawless form and calm breathing. Quality beats quantity, always. So now you've got the blueprint. Breathe with purpose, engage with intention, and progress with challenge. In the final section, I'll tie it all together, recap the essentials, and give you a quick challenge that'll let you feel the difference instantly. Alright, let's bring this all home. By now, you know the truth. The side plank isn't just about surviving 30 shaky seconds on your elbow. It's about turning your body into one strong, connected line of power. So let's quickly recap everything we've covered before I give you a challenge. First, the mistakes to avoid. Hips sagging, shoulders rolling forward, legs going limp. Each one steals strength and puts stress where it doesn't belong. Second, the perfect setup. Elbow under shoulder, feet stacked and active, hips lifting from the ground, spine long and straight, top arm reaching tall. Then we layered in breathing and engagement. Controlled inhales and corset-like exhales, pressing the ground away, pulling the hip forward, and keeping the legs alive.